2B2T is Minecraft's oldest anarchy server. It's been going on for over 10 years. And basically an anarchy server is a server with no rules whatsoever. So everybody on this server hacks and cheats. And this server is known to have one of the most toxic communities in Minecraft. And they all have one thing in common, and that's that they hate new players. And they all try their best to keep new players off. So this server spawn is completely destroyed and almost impossible to get out of. So I decided to join this server with the goal of escaping spawn and mining 1 diamond. So when I logged on to 2B2T, I was greeted with a completely black screen and a wait queue of 5 hours and 18 minutes. So after hours of waiting in the queue, I was finally able to log on to the server, and I was greeted with a destroyed spawn. And the one recommendation I was told is to not go to any nether portals in spawn. So I found the closest nether portal I could and made my first mistake. This nether portal was a trap for new players on the server, and basically when you hopped in, it would make you stuck in it with no way out. And these were targeted to the new players of the server, so they would log out. And after feeling defeated for a little bit and almost giving up, the portal teleported me back to the overworld, so I got a second chance at life. I continued to adventure around, and then I ran into this giant wall of water that spanned all across spawn. And when I got closer, I found out that it wasn't just one wall. It was an entire ocean that was placed, spanning hundreds of blocks wide. And on 2B2T, it's on Minecraft 1.12, so that means swimming isn't enabled yet. So that meant it was impossible to go through this ocean. So I jumped back down trying to find another way out of spawn. And after doing some parkour, I started to have a good feeling about this. It felt like I was getting closer and closer to victory. And then I died. I slipped and fell. So attempt number 2, I was feeling good. I had a lot of experience and I knew what I was doing. I knew not to mess with any portals and to be careful of where I jumped. I knew it was only a matter of time until I escaped spawn and became the king of 2B2T. And while I was doing my epic parkour to escape spawn, victory was getting near, and then I slipped and died for the second time. So attempt number 3, this was the one that I was going to escape spawn and make it out. So I ventured far out to try and find a nether portal far away from spawn, because every block you travel in the nether is considered 8 blocks in the overworld. And then I found a pretty hidden nether portal, and it looked weirdly glitched. Only half of it was lit up. So I thought that this portal would be safe, and when I went through it, it turned out to be one of the trap portals, but one of the blocks were broken, so I was able to escape. And these portals were in the middle of a highway, and I found another person trapped inside the portal trap, so I decided to help him out by punching him to death. So I headed down a path, and there were so many trap portal stations. And at this point, my only goal was to preserve my hunger as much as possible while going down this nether highway, because I knew my main problem would be conserving my hunger. So I decided just to sprint without jumping. And my goal was to make it to the coordinates 1000, 1000, and then find another portal. But my hunger was dropping quickly, and I had no idea if I was gonna make it, so I panicked and sprint jumped, which wasn't the right play to do because this burns my hunger so much more than just running normally. And then eventually my hunger dropped to 3 bars. But on the bright side, I was close to 1000, 1000, and I saw another portal. And I also saw what looked to be propaganda from a faction called the Infinite faction. But I hopped into nether portal and I hoped that I wouldn't get trapped. And when I got out, it took me to an area where I saw grass, and I haven't seen a single grass block since I joined this server. I was so excited, so I began to collect some dirt, and I found a couple of sticks, and then I found a path and I followed it across the river. But I only had 2 hunger bars, so I needed food quick. So I began looking, and I didn't even realize that I was in a forest filled with trees. So I collected a bunch of wood, made wood planks, made a crafting table, made a wooden axe, then made a wooden sword and a wooden pickaxe. And finally I had tools. Things were looking up. All I had to do now was find 1 singular diamond. But as I was walking, I found a base, and I had high hopes that there would be at least a little bit of food. But sadly, when I got there was nothing. All there was just signs from people who have been here before. So I decided to make my own sign and wrote "Ohms is cool" was here. But after continuing to look for food, it wasn't looking too good. I was down to half a hunger bar, and I knew my time was gonna end soon. And then it happened. I ran out of hunger, and my hearts began to tick down and down. But then something amazing happened. I found a chest in the middle of a hill, and with only 3 hearts remaining, I ran all the way to it. And as the seconds were passing by, I had 2 hearts, and the sign said it was someone's loot left for someone else. And when I opened the chest, nothing was inside. And now with 1 heart, I knew it was my time. I F5'd and then died. So this time I was determined to escape spawn. So I ran a couple thousand blocks and went through another portal. At first I got scared because I thought I was trapped, but I wasn't. This trap was destroyed. And then someone came and shot me with an arrow. But this time, this was the one. I was done losing. I found the first nether portal I could when I respawned and I hopped in. And again, this nether portal had been destroyed. So I was able to freely go to the nether. And when I ran back, I saw a completely different guy. And he tried to approach me kindly, but I knew he would kill me because he went into his ender chest. And then he started to b-hop while chasing me. And I was having like a panic attack when this was going on. Oh my god. Yes, he killed himself. And what actually happened is he tried to kill me with an end crystal and it didn't work. And he dropped 14 enchanted golden apples and end crystals. And then I ran to the ender chest to store them. And what happened next might have been the most lucky thing possible. When I left the ender chest, I noticed that there was a shulker box inside. And when I opened it, it had full enchanted diamond armor, more enchanted golden apples, a pickaxe, a golden sword, and most importantly, it gave me hope to succeed. And then as I was trying to escape, the guy started to chase me with end crystals in hand. And this guy was an experienced player, so I knew that I might die right here. And he hit me twice, but it didn't do any damage because I was running away. And I put my totem on, so now I was protected. And after scaring him with an end crystal, he backed up. And I pulled out my golden sword, prepared to fight. So I ate an enchanted golden apple and started attacking. And he started spamming crystals. So I ran in and hit him twice and got the final kill. And he dropped 46 end crystals. So at this point, I was super stacked and I knew it was finally time for me to escape here and find one diamond. So I ran down one of the paths and I was feeling super confident. I finally had armor, a pickaxe, and even food. So this time I was determined to get as far away from 0-0 as possible and to mine one diamond. So I continued running on this nether highway path until I found another portal on the side. And when I went in, I couldn't believe my eyes. Not only did I find a new area, but I found a mega base. This base was literally bigger than my render distance could load. It was made out of pure obsidian and beacons. And a base like this could have taken someone over a year to build. And when I went inside, I thought that it was only one front gate. But when I ran around to load it all in, I found out that this base was complete. And even in creative mode, this base would have taken forever to build. But this was all built in survival Minecraft. And then I came across a wall with a bunch of signs of people saying that they've been there. And all of them were super recent. So that means this base was just recently finished. So I decided to grab one of the empty signs and I ran to the back of it and put my sign on the top. And I wrote sub to ohms is cool. And I ran outside of it and I found out that the people who built this made a giant canal. So I hopped in the boat to see how far they built this canal. And it literally would not stop. This canal by itself probably took them hundreds and hundreds of hours to build. And then after admiring the base for a little bit, it was now time that I went and mined my one diamond. So I dug straight down and turned on my X-ray texture pack. And when I tried to add it, I got super nervous because it was not happening instantly and I thought it was gonna crash my game. And if I crashed, I would have to wait in the queue again. But luckily, after about 5 minutes, it loaded. And instead of me mining a diamond, I mined a lapis. And then I went all the way back to the top, went to the center of the base and built up and placed my lapis. And then I got a sign and wrote the lapis of ohms. And that was in the center of this mega base. And if you guys want to come to it, these are the coordinates. So would I recommend this server for you? No, this was a giant waste of time. I'm going to bed. It's 4 a.m. Okay, bye. Subscribe.